Alright, YouTube, I'm back. I'm in the crib now. So, what y'all think about this idea? I know it's a little different. Not the outdoor thing, but I'm gonna be back on the outdoor thing in a second. Um, for now, I just wanted to talk about kind of the same thing that I was on. Um, but from the perspective of what could be the benefits, like really thinking about it. Um, really thinking about where I could take it, where a person could take it. Um, just in general, like just thinking about it, you know, if you were to take that moment, if you were to take that vow to yourself, or, you know, if you were to just take a day, like just a day, or more, and what it might mean, what it might do for you, what I think it would do for me, you know, having the time to just maybe write something down and show that, like showing my work, you know, but showing my words instead of speaking them and treating communication in that matter. you know, I think one of the benefits is like eventually you might not have to, like, eventually a lot of the things that you normally used to say or you would even write down, I think a person would get naturally. Like, if you're not saying anything, then people are looking naturally more at your mannerisms, more at, the way you uh you know those mannerisms, the way you move, the way you um do everything that it is you're already doing, you know. And I think it gets to a point, in my opinion, right? I think this will be a benefit, just to visualize myself what it would be, right? Um, like the benefit maybe after a certain point in time, even if for a day, right? Even if in a day's period you start off and it's you know kind of something new. I think after a while, you know, letting time set in a few hours, if we're looking at the perspective of a month, maybe a few days, or longer. But, the assumption being after some time has set in, right? And after some time has set in, I'm pretty sure people would know those things that are, most frequent that they ask you. I'm sure people would know. I'm sure people would know your answer and your thoughts pertaining to the questions that they ask you the most, based on, the small things. And I think that's relative to how close the person is to you. So we're talking about somebody who, you know, just has knowledge of you, and to whatever degree, I think even they would come to understand you in your new form of expression. They would come to understand me, in my new form of expression, assuming myself, right? But right now, for me, this is more of a conceptual thing, like I said earlier. And it's something that I think, has some value to it. But I think that's one of the I think that's one of the benefits. I think that's one of the benefits of this. You know, um, if I'm thinking about it, just in contemplation, if I were to just express, life like this. Now, another thing would be, I think the way that it would carry the people around me to a different place, right? Like, when you're in a circle of people, when you're in a collection of any body of people, there's going to be influences between each other. And, if a person amongst you, if a person amongst you was taking a vow of silence, I really wonder how that would affect the people around them, the people around me. How would they be different? I'm sure it may, besides them understanding me and having that benefit of kind of like the assimilation, um, also just in those individuals that are amongst you, if there were, a care, a concern, a point of contention for you, um, as far as what you think you could see improvement in the world, like if it's amongst the people around you to any degree. But all I mean is improvement, self improvement, um, and how we, influence each other by the things that we're doing. Kind of like just having someone around you that goes to work out or exercise, um, a book club, or engages their mind in a certain way. The way it could lean, kind of cause you yourself to lean in that direction, or just in a direction of being more productive. So, without putting a person in a position where, they feel like they have to do it too. Like just the influence, I think, could bring something positive. I believe that could be a benefit there. More than I think it would put pressure on people in a negative way, right? In a negative way. you know, it doesn't take much for a person to, for a person to really learn what it is they feel like, you know, would be a benefit. Um, yeah, I feel like for a person, you know, people take away their own lessons from a person's life when they watch a person, when they see a person move, you know. Um, and like if you're doing something for yourself that is beneficial and people learn from it, I feel like they can get different kinds of things, but just that influence of having less to say, and how it might just generally bring how it might bring a general ease, and how that might rub off on those around this person. Those people may be around me at a point in which I may engage in doing this. But if not, um, still the concept, it sits with me. It sits with me, and it makes me, dwell on it even now, a little later in the day. Still daytime, you know, but I'm still on this a little bit, a little bit, a lot of it. Again, you don't have to tell me what you think, kind of just tag along, see how I'm, playing this out, how I'm thinking about it. I'm in the house right now. I'm at home right now, um, and how I'm seeing it. Yeah, what do you think about it? You know, what do you think about maybe the detriments? What do you think about what do you think about maybe the detriments? What do you think about, what do you think about what do you think about it all? And another benefit I think could be let's say if you took a vow of silence, right? For a certain duration of time. I can't say for every person what's needed, what duration of time would be needed for, you know, I don't want to say forever. Like, I don't want to put a person in that prism of necessarily forever when it comes to that. I got some other concepts that I think are more are better for more permanency, you know. But let's say you did it and then you got off of it, you stopped your vow of silence, it ended, you finished it, or you ended it, or what have you. What would it be like to come back to then re-engage in the participation of conversation, audible conversation, and to have words again, not written words, but words of speech. How powerful speech is, the tool of speech to wield the dare I say, the weapon of speech, the power of speech, because when you're writing it down, it's all different. It's a whole lot different. It's a whole lot different than the tonality that comes with, a person laying those heavy words, in their voice and their tone and the projection that involves, you know, to write down your thoughts. It kind of leaves the person with a legible, sign of your actual thought in a way that they have to now bring it into themselves, you know, to read those words and play the messaging back. To read is quite different than to listen. It's quite different than to sit and to receive all that at once. But to read is such an engagement from yourself. And so, when we're writing, it's like we're really holding up that mirror as the reader breaks it down and, digests it for themselves. Now, that leaves room for interpretation. A person could argue as their point of contention, you know. But I think there's still obviously benefits to not really participating and always having something to say, you know. So there's that. But there's also the idea that, you know, you may be giving up too much with that power to stand and speak for yourself, you know. There's a lot to think about in that. But if a moment comes up for us to speak for ourselves, and we feel as though we can't do that in a conflict, in an inner conflict, do we break the um not the contract, but do we break, you know, the clause with ourselves? Do we break that focus? Do we break that streak for however long it's been? that we've been doing it. So I've been thinking about this, you know, with some depth to it before I just jump in and say, this is my new thing. This is my thing for real. But I could dwell on the idea. I think as long as I need to, enough time to, consider it truly. So yeah, the third benefit, I think, um, to this whole like not, being uh too wordy, too much speech. Vow of silence, this whole vow of silence thing. Um, at least that's what I'm calling it. But I think that's what people call it. Um, is I feel like there would be an enhanced ability. Your super cognitive abilities would be enhanced. You know, like your abilities to feel what people have, what people are going through, what people have going on in their life. Um, the intuition that one might have naturally, just being more uh, presently aware to them, to not speak is to really not be a part of, you know, um, the busy world, the fast moving world of, information. Um, a lot of things are just information, just for information's sake, to kind of maybe take a back seat there, or just leave that whole, you know, get up altogether, leave that city altogether, and to really um, take a trip to the city of like the inner cores, like the city of like the inner feelings, like, and inner beliefs, um, how people really feel about themselves, that type of stuff that I feel like, the monks might have, more of a connection with through the subjects that they study, that I'm sure, gets into these like non-tangibles, you know, the psychological and sometimes spiritual, often spiritual matters of the soul. I think about that. I think that's the third benefit, like being able to just recognize, like, you know, what's really going on with people, being able to talk to people for real, you know, like being able to talk to people for real. Now, assuming, when a person is maybe off, but during, right, when a person is off, they, they're off of the vow, they finish the vow, they, could talk and be reflective about what it is that they did. But, somebody on it, shoot, maybe they could speak, it's probably, I feel like it's different, not that I'm on it now, but if I were to just imagine it for a minute, you can't write a lot down. I couldn't write a lot down. I wouldn't want to write a lot down, because what will be the point in that? So the non-engagement, and I know I said that, but like before, like, but to really think about it in the present tense, in the present way, like if someone, may need your help, and they're used to getting help in a certain form, certain way, in a package. You may not have that. You may not be that to create what, you know, people are used to, what people are searching for, what is frequently available. Maybe something different as as I would engage. It may be something different as, I would engage in this sort of new type of lifestyle for myself. But I'm definitely gonna, stay on this long enough to, explore what it really is and maybe what it isn't. I feel like there are a lot of things like that. When we really think about them, maybe it's not what we thought, but there are plenty of beautiful mysteries that I've found for myself to be fruitful. So that's really it. Um, yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on this. Oh yeah, so the three benefits. Um, I guess just to summarize it up, is really the convenience that comes with doing it with a commitment. If you were to take that vow, if I were to take that vow, that's the first benefit. Like eventually, people are gonna understand, and they're gonna kind of work with me. The more I'm committed, so it's not really as much of a clash as I might think. There's gonna be some people that never met me that may only know me, and so the second benefit. What did I say? The second benefit was um, the influence on people. You know, as we said, the influence on other people and maybe what benefits it could bring them, if there are any benefits at all that it's bringing to me, then I would think that the people I'm around, you know, would at least ask about it. So that's something that people do a lot. People, always have questions, curiosity. Again, we're constantly in information, constantly have our heads in information. So we're constantly asking questions. And it gives people an opportunity to ask questions about what you're doing and, just your lifestyle. And whatever the benefits are, I think it's freely available in the world today where people are, they're not afraid to learn or at least to be curious enough to learn about what it is you have going on. And the third benefit was what's the third benefit? Um really dialing in. That was it. Really dialing into people's heart, you know. I'll say it like that, taking the words away, wiping the words away from your own, participation and effort, and tapping in, dialing into people's hearts, to really hear what it is that that their heart is on. What is their heart vibrating on? But that's where I want to end it for now. I want to come back again and do another video, maybe here or there, whatever in the moment. But for now, signing out.